Hi, I'm Raylene Taskoski, and I've talked to over 10,000 women about sex over the past decade.
Welcome to Stand-Up Comedy Sex Ed. It's where you can get questions answered like,
how long does it take the average man to orgasm?
And
how long does it take the average woman to orgasm?
And also,
why is it so hot in here?
Audiences agree it's brilliantly funny. Raylene makes sex ed fun. This show is entertaining, factual, and relatable.
There's nothing worse than being halfway done with sex and feeling your vagina shut down on you.
You've got to see Stand-Up Comedy Sex Ed.
I am ready to go do that comedy show.
Hi, and welcome to the Stand-Up Comedy Sex Ed podcast hosted by Raylene Taskoski and some other guy, girl, guest, or guru. And today's some other girl / guest is my new friend, Tomomi. Tell me a little bit about you.
I am from Japan. I haven't been in the United States since 2003. So I have so much culture shock that I experienced here. And now when I go home, I feel I get the culture shock in Japan now because I'm used to being in the United States. And I am an author. I have a book that called Me and Japanese Beauty Standards. And I talk about body image, self-confidence, self-acceptance, and how important it is to have as a woman and a girl. And I am a personal trainer, and I am a corrective exercise specialist.
A what exercise specialist?
Corrective exercise specialist.
Okay, corrective. And what does that mean?
Yes. So it means that we find the people's muscle imbalances, and I would correct it, and then so stretch it, and then strengthen it, make people feel better.
All right. I could probably use a ton of that.
Oh, I wish we lived closer.
I am crooked. My spine is crooked. You can see it in some of my videos. If you know what you're looking for. Did you see the video where I talked about Spanx?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so on my channel, there's one where I talk about wearing Spanx. And when I turn around, because I'm talking about, like, I got into the bathroom, this tiny little stall. And when I turned around, there's no hook on the back of the door. But when I turn around, it's super obvious that I am crooked. But it may only look obvious to me because I know I am. But I think other people might look at it and, you know, like for a half a second think she's standing weird. But that's just how I stand.
Oh, I didn't notice it when I watched the YouTube video.
That's because I didn't turn around in that one. But even in my headshot, if you look at my headshot and you draw a line across from one shoulder to the other, you can see one of them is significantly lower than the other one. I'm just twisted. I'm like a spiral staircase.
Oh, I have to check the picture because I was paying attention. Your haircut is so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, man, she's rocking the short hair.
Well, it was cool. Let's say the last time I got a haircut was 3 days before that photo was taken. And then right after that, everything got shut down. I usually get my haircut every 3 weeks. And right now it's I mean, I'm joking that it's long enough to braid, but I feel like a really faded dandelion right now.
No, looks good.
Thank you. But it's really, really long. I just get out of the shower, and for the first time in a long time, my hair was dripping down my back. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So yesterday I had posted on our speakers Facebook that we both belong to, and I had asked for some conversations about sex. Who has conversations about sex? And I loved one thing that you said. Well, I loved a couple things you said, which is why I have you on the show. But you said, I love to talk about sex. It's like pooping. It's great for the mind and the body.
It's true, right? It's like I love to talk about how was your poo-poo. Like I like to ask my clients question. I would check my dog's poo-poo. I ask my partner how was his poo-poo today. I ask my partner too, and I explain how was my poo-poo today to my partner too. Sometimes he's like, I'm eating.
Like, I didn't
but
ask.
but I'm like, I think it's so important to know how our stool is every day, because if we're not doing it every day, it's unhealthy to our body because it's toxic is building up. And I think it caused the um
Brain fade.
yeah uh what is it called, the lots of breakout on the
Oh,
face.
yep.
Yeah,
Acne.
and then brain is acne, brain is not working, and I think people get cranky, little bit irritated easily. And then when we're not having orgasm, I think women and men are same way too.
Hell yeah. I can't. It just reminds me of the joke you just told me. Tell the joke that you just told me.
So I go to this Toastmasters every Wednesday, and I have favorite people in there because some people have a really funny sense of humor. And this guy said that he was a joke master, and he said, "Have you ever heard of the movie Constipated?" Constipated, and everybody had a face like, "Huh?" And he said, "It hasn't come out yet." I thought that was the best joke ever. So I had to come up to him after the meeting. Hey, can I write it down? And then some people was like, that was a little too much, I think. And I was like, why not? It's poopy is healthy.
Exactly. And sex is healthy. And it's,
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that I would want to talk about poop at the dinner table. I get that. But the thing is, it is natural. And you can find out a lot about your body,
Mhm.
by your movements.
Very true.
But yeah, you're right. You can, I know it's kind of rude to say, but every now and then somebody's just really bitchy and you just think, God, you just need an orgasm. Right?
Very true. Why are you so mean? Like, did I do something? Or
Yeah.
maybe you need to get some, you know?
Just get some. We just leave
Yeah.
it right there.
Get it.
Right. So you had said in our conversations that you grew up in Japan and conversations about sex were non-existent.
I don't remember I had a conversation with my mom and dad as much as like you talk to your kids. Only thing I remember was that my mom always said, like when I was teenager, always remember to use protection because you get the STD, and also if you get pregnant, women have to sacrifice more than men. It will change your life completely, and guys doesn't have to be part of it. So you have to protect yourself. That's the stuff that I remember. But I was so naive when I came to United States. I was married to a American guy. I met him in Japan at my hometown, and that's why I came to United States. But I was very naive. Even I was doing the sex and the marriage life stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I was so innocent to sex. And so when I go back to Japan and when I visit Tokyo or Osaka, like a bigger city, it's more exposed to sex. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that and then now I think it's a little bit different, but my hometown is a little bit smaller, so I was not exposed to sex as much as other friends. Like my friend from Tokyo is more like, what's that word? And they're like, oh, that's you guys, you don't call it a sex friend? I'm like, what? Why you don't call it a sex friend? And so sometimes I have still a moment because I didn't know anything about it. But
Well, I like that at least your mom talked to you about protection, because a lot of people, they just flat out don't want to talk about sex at all.
right, that's true.
And so you think it was just because you were a small town, you don't think it's the culture of Japan?
Our culture is like uh, being unique is no.
Right.
Kind of like if you're different, no, you should be fit in this culture kind of way. So that's why the beauty standards is really strict over there. And the Japan is actually the lowest country the girl can say I'm confident in my body. Like it's only
Really?
7%. Dab did a study in 14 countries and Japan was the lowest.
Wow.
7%. Only 7% said I'm confident. That's very low. So I and like we have, all of country has adult videos and I saw it when I got married and I was like, what is going on? It was not anything that having fun. It looked like girls getting tortured. And so
Oh,
it, that's kind of the idea that I think men have. So it's the sex is for men to have fun, not for women kind of ideas. And then that's why I think our culture is a little bit men has more power and women don't have power. It's changing, but it's still there. And then I think adult video need to change it too,
oh, for
because
sure.
the bedroom domination should be either way,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, there's a lot that I do talk about in my stand-up comedy sex ed, and I joke about it, but it is true that porn has ruined some men's perception of what sex is supposed to be, especially if that's, like if that's all they saw in, was porn from, a younger age where
Hmm.
they maybe were too young and they see it and it's a mess and it messes them up. One of the things, and this one they would take as a positive, but a lot of us women are like, oh, for Christ's sakes, please be done. They think you're supposed to go and go and go and go and go and go, and you're just like, dude.
You don't know anything about women's body.
Like, you've got two choices and they're both get off. I'm pretty sure Jesus Christ is going to come again before I do. Could we be done today?
Is it marathon?
Right. And I'm out of lube. I've been out of lube. Can you not smell the smoke? I'm pretty sure I'm about to catch on fire.
Yes.
And that's
That's so true.
I swear it's got to be because they're watching porn. Because the
Yeah.
actual guy only takes about 3 minutes to orgasm. And for
Right.
some reason, they're like, oh, we're going to go and go and go. It's like, oh, Jesus, I've got things to do.
Yeah.
So
True. So true. That's so true. I wanted to share a story because I was so naive and I started working for somebody like as a nanny and slash like housekeeper kind of. And so she given me a to-do list every morning when I get there. Watch her kids. While watching her kids, I will do cleaning the house or do the laundry or take the trash out or prepare a meal or something. And one day she asked me to go collect all the towels in the house and wash them and replace with new towels. So I am Japanese. I have to follow the rules, which I'm really good at that. And then I went to collect all the towels, and I went to the master bedroom and walked into the master bathroom. You know, those hand towel was folded like this, and something was inside like this, and it was just sitting in the middle of the towel. And I saw it. I was like, what is that? And I knew I shouldn't touch it. I was 24 years old. I was like, I shouldn't touch it. But if I don't replace the towel, I'm not doing my job. But if I replace the towel with a new one, she would know that I saw it. And I was like, what is that thing? But I feel like it's private thing that I shouldn't be
right.
finding out. And it looked like a penis. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this for? But I was like, well, change the towel. I changed the towel and put it in the washer and I washed it. As soon as I finished the day, I called my friend. I said, "Hey, this happened today. I don't know what it was, but it looks like penis." And my friend was like, "Tomomi, you don't know what it is?" I was like, I have no idea, but I felt like it was not something that I should finding out at somebody's house. And she said, "It's called dildo." And I was like, "Oh, that's how I met dildo."
That's hilarious. And not the only time I've heard of that, but all of the other stories I've heard have come from the people who left their toys accidentally out. One of my friends said she had forgotten that her housekeeper was coming that day, and she had left it in the sheets, and her housekeeper changed the bed sheets, and when she came back, it was the whole bed had been remade, and the toy was put right back where it was.
So same thing that I did.
Yeah, and then it happened to my
I
daughter
love it.
once. She was traveling, and she had left her toy again in the sheets because she was going to be there, and the maid had made the bed and left it right on top. And she was so embarrassed.
It's so fun. I love it.
And
That's awesome.
They have to see them more than once. Hell, one time my husband and I went on a trip, and we had brought 2 little toys with us, and we forgot them. We left them in the nightstand, and I was like, well, whoopsie. Can't be the first time, won't be the last time.
Right. It's a good education if somebody never seen it like me.
Honestly, the first time that I really, I had gone to a party when I was 27 that was pretty awkward and uncomfortable. And I don't really remember the toys so much because I think by then I had got uncomfortable enough to leave the room. But my oldest daughter used to live with her dad and stepmom. And when she came to live with us, she already had toys because her stepmom had hooked her up. And
nice.
Her and her sister shared a bedroom, and they both had twin beds. And so one day the middle one was jumping back and forth between the 2 beds with a friend. And then she comes upstairs, she goes, "Mom, my sister's bed is vibrating." And I'm like, what? So I went down, and under her bed, she had like 3 or 4 of them. And I was just like, oh my God. And then
I like that.
Yeah, and then 3 years later, here I am selling the product. So I'm obviously not bothered by it anymore. But it was really funny how I went from, what is that, to well, here's what it is, here's what it's for, here's what you use it for.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I have a friend who lives in China, which, before anybody jumps down my throat later, yes, I'm aware that China is a different country and a different culture and a different place. But she lives where she lives. She said nobody talks about sex, and sex, there's something, she had said something along the lines of they don't enjoy it, or they're not supposed to enjoy it, and they don't talk about it. But yet then she also said that she was having, I don't want to call it an affair. I think there was a man and his wife were kind of split up, and so she's dating the man, and they're having very good sex. And then she said, but she thinks that the wife also has a boyfriend, and I'm like, so they are all having sex, and they are wanting to enjoy it, and they do enjoy it. They just don't want to talk about that they enjoy it, or that they want to enjoy it. And so I wondered if the cultures were similar, but in your case, it just sounds like you just were from a sheltered small town.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Well, this is I know. Japan is one of the highest country that have a sexless program in marriage.
Sexless?
Sexless, yeah. So I don't know the data now, but Japan was the highest in the world. So I don't know why, because like a sex is talked on TV shows, in the comedy shows, like they talk about penis and boobs and stuff, but I I don't know why my country is, but I think one of the reasons, like I think China is similar to that. My culture is not the culture that communicate with partner.
Mm-hmm.
It's more holding your feelings, emotions.
Oh, okay.
So they don't communicate. I think that's where they don't start crossing the, like, having the good relationship, because uh like my friends, my parents, they seem happy together, but I sometimes wonder, are you having sex?
Right.
Because
I just don't know
I,
how you could live with anybody for that long of a period of time and be happy and not be having sex.
yeah,
Like,
not touching or just
right.
affectionate. It's
Because
it's hard.
sometimes the sex is the only thing that gets us back on track. Where it's like, I do not want to see your ugly face again. And then you
Right.
have an orgasm and you're like, oh yeah, I really love you. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. That's why I love you. It's that thing you do.
Yeah.
So I just Googled it real quick, and back in February of 2017, it said record
Mhm.
numbers of couples living in sexless marriages in Japan.
Oh, wow. So it was still in 2017.
Yeah, it said 47.2% of married men and women say they were in sexless marriages, up 2.6% points from a previous poll in 2014. Wow,
Wow. That's high.
that's high. Do they not, what's the divorce culture in Japan?
It used to be no, but now it's changing a little bit, because I have a ton of friends that got divorced. I'm divorced too, so it's when I got divorced, I thought my life was over because of the culture, but it's changing.
Good.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just wondering if that's why so many people are in sexless marriages. They just can't stand each other, but they can't get a divorce, or they think their life is over because of the culture, so they just stay married
stay.
but not be happy.
Yeah, I wonder, they think it's simpler to just stay.
I think a lot of people just stay
Yeah,
no matter what the culture because it's simpler. But on
yeah.
the other hand, I've been married for almost 24 years, and we've had our moments where I was like, that's it. I can't take it anymore. I don't want this anymore. Blah. And then we get through it, and then our marriage is stronger and it lasts. So,
Right. Congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
At
I would
24
blame my
years.
husband. He's the one who won't let go, and I have no idea why. I'm like, look at me, let me go. You could have done better.
So he loves you. He's so happy with you.
Yes, he does love me. I still don't
Yes.
understand why sometimes, but I love him too. So, and we are
That's
not in a sexless marriage.
well, obviously you can talk about this. That's why it
Yeah.
it's you feel so comfortable with yourself to talk about this too. So that's really wonderful.
Yeah, there was this one's way too far, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have a what I call a 48-hour reset before I can have another decent orgasm. I get one and then it takes forever for it to build back up again.
Uh-huh.
And my husband claims he does not masturbate. I do not claim any such thing. But I also have to be aware that, there's that
Right.
48-hour reset. And
Mm-hmm.
so one time it had been just an obnoxiously long amount of time. I don't know if there was travel involved or periods or, whatever, but we hadn't had marital relationships in some time. And I finally looked at him one night. I'm like, are we gonna have sex tonight, or can I just rub one off and we'll do it tomorrow? And he's like, oh no, we can have sex tonight. It's like he wasn't thinking about it. I mean, and that's kind of sometimes when you're married, that's how it, when you've been together for a long time, it's not, it's going to be there when you reach for it, but then you just don't for a while and you're like, wait, are we going to do it
Yeah.
again sometime?
Right. But you're communicating with him, so that's awesome too. Like, I
Yeah.
think it sometimes, like, I've been with my partner for 8 years. So,
And he's cute.
oh, thank you. He is so funny. Sometimes I'm just like, oh my god, could you shut up? Because it is when he drinks caffeine. Whew,
Oh, I don't caffeine at all. I haven't had caffeine on purpose in 6 years.
that's good. But anyway, we've been together for 8 years, and I have the best relationship with him because I trust him that I'm safe with him.
Mhm.
So I can communicate with him. Hey, I'm horny. Like, come on, let's do it. And then I, we talked about it. Like, it's like because we together all the time, been together for years, and it's like it just satisfying to be just together. But if we don't have sex, if we don't have orgasm, something is missing. So sometimes we feel like having sex is like we have to make effort in busy schedule, and we felt like it's important to make that happen every week. And
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, and we're trying to get pregnant right now. So
Oh.
we I, I it's so hard.
Damn
It's
it,
like
we have to have sex again.
I'm like, it's ovulating. He's like, what? I saw you ovulating yesterday. I was like, no, today.
I'm ovulating whenever I tell you I'm ovulating. Go get in the bedroom.
Thank you. Thank you. But we felt like it's a work, but we kind of find a way to have fun with it because we've been trying for almost 4 years, and it's so depressing. Like, it's really hit hard. The It's like, what the hell going on with myself? But
Right.
finding I found out that my schedule is so crazy every day because this coronavirus closed our gym.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I can't train my clients face to face. So I don't have my 5:30 a.m. client. So I get to sleep in till 6:30 and get up and do my workout and then see my clients on Skype. And I started realizing that holy moly, I was stressed out every day just going to work.
Hmm.
So hopefully this coronavirus
You'll have one of those coronavirus babies, huh?
baby, yeah. Quarantine baby.
There you go. Well, I hope it does work out for you.
Thank you.
I
Please
know a lot
send
of
me a
people
good
are,
juju.
there's the relaxing part of not having to go every day, but then there's the, how am I going to pay my bills? Right?
Yes, that's so true.
It's really stressful, but also kind of relaxing at the same time. I was out doing yard
Yeah.
work today, and normally I would be getting ready to go do a party, but I get to just relax now. So,
Oh, that's good.
well, it was really nice meeting you, and it was really nice to talk to you. I have a thing that I like to do at the end of my parties. I have this card deck called Things They Don't Teach You in School, and it's a
Mhm.
little trivia thing that we like to take with us when we go to wineries, because we find that if we play trivia together, then eventually other people will join in and we meet cool people. But all the ones that have to do with sex, I pull out. So here's one. What percentage of 70-year-olds are still sexually active?
What percentage? According to my client who works at nursing home, she said it's really, really active in there. So
Yes.
90% maybe?
Now it says 50% are on
Oh,
here, but that's still more than most people would think. But yeah, nursing homes, they are getting down.
yeah. Let's get it on. It's going on.
And those older retirement community, they are having a lot of sex. I
Oh,
have heard.
I s- I saw no, I heard that somebody's wife passed away in the community. There's a couple of casserole ladies come to knock the door to a widow man. That's
Oh
what my
yeah.
clients told me.
Yep. Yeah, because generally men die earlier than women. So now there's a lot of women and there's only a couple of guys. So
Right.
they got to be.
We
That's
all
why
have needs.
I say toys, not boys. I say it to kids, and now I'm going to say it to the people who are retired, toys, not boys.
Right.
I had heard, and I think I probably could verify it if I wanted to, but I had heard that the greatest increase in STDs is in the elder community.
I heard that too.
Yeah, because they're not using condoms because they're not afraid of getting pregnant, but condoms aren't for pregnancy, they're for STDs.
STD, that's true.
Right? Because there's ways to end a pregnancy, but nobody wants to see pictures of your herpes in 9 months.
No. That would be so memorable to see. I go to my grandma's dead body and she has a inflammation on her lips. I might be like, what's going on with my grandma?
Hopefully they'll fix that with the makeup.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me, Tomomi, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram. I have 2 accounts. One of them is for exercising. It's called Fitness for Every Woman and Man. And I have another account for motivations, body positivity account, which is just simple Tomomi Tsuchiyo.
All right, so I'm going to spell that. It's TOMOMI TSUCHIO.
So, yes, thank you. Sorry, I saw you were spelling my last name. See, I get confused with my name too.
So it's Tomomi Tsuchiyo.
Yes, thank you.
And then she's got her exercise one too. So motivation and exercise. Thank you so much for taking time to come on my show today. You can find me on Instagram at Stand Up Comedy Sex Ed. You can find me on my website, standupcomedysexed.com. And I've set up a Facebook group just for my podcast friends, so you can participate in polls, ask questions, politely share an alternate point of view, and generally let us know what you think of this episode. So search Stand Up Comedy Sex Ed Podcast on Facebook. And of course, please subscribe to this podcast and share with your friends. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. And thanks again for coming on my show.
Thank you.
Bye, Tomomi.
Bye.